So I'm just saying, we give a fuckload of money to this government. I think like it should actually do shit that, you know, normal functioning operating governments do, rather than like sit around and give.
Do do it by giving more money, or you propose doing it with the current amounts we give?
You're not going to give more money to the government. I will give more money to the government. Yes,
please
and
do.
People that are of my level of wealth and higher will give more money to the government. Yeah, certainly.
Are you going to? Are you going to, Hasan?
Wait,
Are you really going to?
Did he just be like, I'm richer than you,
I'll pay more.
Face?
Yes, he
more
did.
Is that what
taxes.
just happened?
Yes. Not only did he flex his money
Oh my god.
on Christian, but he also said he's going to pay more money. Are you Hasan, though?
Hasan, you just tried to rich flex on a gay black man. Okay, double society rest here. That is.
We need a cancel culture graphic because this is like you're canceled all the way.
Fuck.
Interesting.
I cannot believe
What's that guy blowing out back there? I mean, he's like a hurricane. Jeez. Holy shit.
I really just always appreciate Bernie being in the background of all of Hasan's videos when he does stupid shit like this.
There you go. And the Queen now with Obama.
And the Queen. Yeah.
Like Bernie didn't do anything wrong. It's not his fault he's here. Okay.
It's not Bernie's fault. He was just sitting there trying to be warm, which was a very adorable picture.
Bernie did lots of stuff wrong.
He did actually do lots of wrong.
No.
That's at the Biden inauguration, isn't it? That picture.
It is. Was it?
Yeah, it's the Biden.
I think it was. Yeah.
Oh.
I know my.
And I think that is fair. I absolutely. I also think that the way I generate my wealth is.
He's wealthy quotes. Do you see him putting quotes?
He's not wealthy. Of all of the amount of revenue that I generate per year
rich.
Back to the government, it's more than 50%, I would say. Whereas most wealthy people that park all of their income,
well, he said
park all their
gets,
wealth in the
hang
stock
on.
market, don't. They pay an effective tax rate of.
He said he pays 50% of his wealth back to the community or
in
back
tax,
to the
he says he's in a 50% tax bracket. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I don't just. Do you actually?
That's tough to believe. Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that.
Listen.
Yeah. I mean, he could. We saw how much. We know how much he makes though. She was upset by people.
You can get like 40%, high 40%.
He could theoretically. He could theoretically. But I listen. I can almost guarantee you that if you saw Hasan's tax returns, he takes every fucking tax exemption, every loophole possible.
Because everybody does. That's the reality. Like when I first started
what's
doing
wrong
YouTube,
with that, Sitch?
There's nothing wrong with that, but don't lie about it.
Yeah, when I first started doing YouTube, it was like I realized, oh shit, like I'm technically considered
you can start writing everything off. You're like, oh my god,
everything off. Yeah.
You think Hasan doesn't write everything off?
He writes this house is his studio right here.
He writes that puka shell necklace.
That's right. I didn't even think about that. His house is his studio.
But that's the most basic thing that you could talk to write off when you start doing YouTube is write your house off because it's your studio. He absolutely writes his entire house, and any house he buys, his $3 million house or whatever the fuck it costs, he definitely writes it off on his
$3 million mansion which is necessary
nothing.
For my job. Okay?
Yes, it was not. He did actually say like it was necessary, and that $3 million houses in LA or nothing.
It was necessary.
He's kind of correct.
He is kind of correct. To be one of the homeless he's been talking about.
Oh no, it'd be terrible.
3% to 5%. I'm paying 53% in California. I don't have a problem with that, and I will pay even more than that because I'm very fortunate.
So you're happy to
I'm
pay
very
that
lucky.
amount. You see what they're doing with our money right now.
Yeah, as someone who pays a fuckload, and we have a $44 billion surplus now, and that's only part of the reason why we can even have a discussion about like potential universal health care in the state. I'm an incredibly fortunate person. I can survive. I can live an incredibly comfortable existence. I didn't used to make a lot of money, and I didn't understand it. And I used to believe what the fucking rich people said all the time about like how, oh, the government's taking more of my money. The government's taking more of my money. I'm here to tell you motherfuckers right now in the chat that will never make this amount of money in your entire lives. Every rich person is lying to you. They 100% could easily budget out another 10% of their fucking wealth.
Then you do it.
And their yearly earnings back to the government. They just don't want to do it. Okay.
Then you do it.
Because I mean, yeah, I don't think the contention is that they can't.
No one makes that
argument. I think that was the argument. Obviously,
that isn't an argument that literally anyone has ever made.
Yeah, obviously it's physically. Well, here's my question. So Hasan said private charity and philanthropy won't work with the homeless issue. Only the state can achieve this. Well, how come, if that's the case, how come then we have or California specifically has such a massive homeless problem if he's paying, 50% of his income in taxes?
What a good question.
And if California's been run by liberal progressive Democrats for many years, how come it's so bad there? How come they haven't not only not solved the problem, seem to have made it worse?
Oh shit! Incredibly good question, Sitch. I don't know.
I don't know, Hasan. Can only the federal government solve the problem for some reason? Do they have the magic wand that the state government doesn't have?
That's an incredibly good question. Yeah, how do you give so much of your money allegedly? I don't know. We all know that Hasan takes every fucking tax break he can possibly get. Like, let's just be real. He's got a tax person who works with them, and he takes every tax break. So why is it that the government of California, which has this horrible homeless problem that he knows every time he drives down fucking West Hollywood, well, where's all that Californian money going? Because California is the most outside of New York, arguably the most democratically led, and by democratically I mean the Democrat-leaning state, left-leaning state in the country. So where's the money going, Hasan?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to buy Biden votes. It is a
mystery.
There you go.
Cost money to forge all those mail-in votes in Wisconsin.
That's right. He would probably
it costs a lot of money to forge them in California.
He'd probably say something like, "Sitch, you don't trust that the Democrats will actually solve the problem. Okay, this is why you need to elect the socialists and the AOCs. They're the only ones that care. The Democrats, they just lie about it. They just take your money and they just forge votes."
That's like going in AOC's district, by the way.
Yeah, right. I wonder what all this is.
They want to keep as much money as possible. Partially, they don't want to do it because they think the government is not working for them, or the government rather is not functional, and it's spending the wealth in an unwise capacity. But the real reason is because they just don't care. They don't care if you fucking die. Okay, I'm telling you how it is. As someone who does make a fuckload of money, and as someone who gives a lot of money to the American government every fucking year, most rich people do not give a shit, and that's why they're
so you're
not
saying
giving
you
money.
want to give 10% more rather than you'd rather just give more, keep everything we have, and give more than reform how they're using what.
No, of course I want to reform. No. Of course I want to reform.
Would you rather do that rather than give?
No, I want to do
more?
both. I'm realistically speaking, I see how
I
little
love
capital
Christian,
gains
by the way.
taxes, like how I see how the truly wealthy, not people like actors, not people like celebrities, not people like doctors. I'm talking like actual fucking wealthy individuals. I see how
this is always the pivot.
He's talking about his neighbors right now. He's totally talking about his neighbors.
He's saying the opposite. He's saying that him and his neighbors and actors are not actually rich.
Yes.
That they're fake rich, not like the Elon Musk of the world. They're the real rich people.
Oh, Cry me a river.
He did the Bernie Sanders like the millionaires and billionaires. Oh, I'm sorry,
just the billionaires.
The billionaires.
The billionaire class.
That's why Bernie's sitting there in the background because Hasan's like, you gotta pay your fucking share. You gotta pay your share. Pay your share. Middle Americans who make $40,000 a year. Not me so much though. I'm not a billionaire.
Listen, I'm not rich, okay? I just have a $3 million house. I make, how much did he make a month? Wasn't it like $250,000 or something ridiculous?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous amount of money, yeah.
I just make $250,000 a month. I'm not rich, guys. I'm just like you. I'm part of the proletariat, making $250,000 sitting at home streaming all day. Okay.
Well, he eats chicken tenders. Literally half the stream was eating chicken tender, eating fucking.
I know.
Eating
so out
takeout.
of touch. He's so out of touch.
Both sides of this debate is out of touch, though. I mean,
of course,
true,
but
true,
Hasan
true,
is
true.
like on another level of out of touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Hasan is etherical right now. Okay, he cannot be touched.
Fascinating.
They get taxed, and the way that they get taxed, and I could easily do this too. I could so easily do this. I could just.
Oh, by the way, just to throw this in there, I was collecting content today for a video I'm making, and I realized that Hasan has a debate with Ann Coulter.
Oh no, really?
No way.
I can't wait to watch that.
Wait, it's upcoming. It hasn't happened yet?
No, it happened like 2 years ago.
Oh, shoot. Well, I'm not a big fan of Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter, I actually want to know another person. Another person I consider to be a grifter. Another person I consider to be a grifter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are a couple of things I like about Ann Coulter, but
yeah, because you're a simp.
No,
you're a simp.
I grew up. Look, I
Big, wait, hold on, sorry, Ian. Big shocker. Doomer's like, there's a couple things I like about Ann Coulter. What are those couple things you like?
There's two. Are there two of them?
Are there two of these things?
Several.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I grew up in a conservative sort of family, so I got Ann Coulter books literally for Christmas as a kid.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not joking. I am not. And yet somehow I didn't end up becoming indoctrinated into that.
Whatever happened to her? She like disappeared.
She's still around.
Is she?
No.
I haven't heard anyone talk about her in forever.
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
Last time I heard about her was like on Bill Maher's show. She like predicted Trump was going to be president. Everyone laughed.
Yeah.
That was the last time I heard about her.
Right, that was like 4 years ago.
That's 4 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. No, that's been 7 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know what happened to her. She fell off. Use the terminology.
Put literally every fucking dime I have in the stock market. That's it. Okay? Like, I make some. I pay taxes on my income right now.
You just make
what I'm
some,
getting in
by the way,
revenue
guys.
from Twitch and everywhere else.
We have to back that up.
Just make the low price of $250,000 a month.
We have to back that up. Did he just say I put every dime I can into the stock market? It sounded like he said that.
Sound like
he say he does or he could?
Let's
we have to find out because we have to know. This is like
I see how they get taxed and the way that they get taxed, and I could easily do this too. I could easily do this. I could just put literally every fucking dime I have in the stock market. That's it. Okay? Like, I make some. I pay taxes on my.
He knows the trick. So you put money in the stock market and then you only pay capital gains tax. And I think capital gains, I mean, it might be down to like 15%. It's like
it's how you hide your money.
Well, you don't have to
hide. It's just
your
taxed
money.
differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get taxed differently. It's okay, like, but if you're playing the stock market
Capital
with a huge amount of money,
what is capital gains tax down to?
Yeah, I think I thought it was 15, like you said.
Capital
it's
gains
still high.
Didn't they just raise it?
I don't know. 15%. Look at that. The tax rate on most net capital gains is no higher than 15% for most individuals. It used to be like 25. I mean, it used to be like
it can go up to 20%.
Okay.
But the point is that if you have a bunch of, if you take say $1 million, which Hasan has many millions of, and you put it into stocks, now you don't pay money. Then you don't pay tax on it.
You pay tax on
your
the
money
capital gains.
Well, you don't pay taxes until it matures.
Until it matures, exactly.
Yeah. See, but why would you?
That's the issue. Yeah. But I know, but I'm saying like that's what he's talking about.
You need money to live.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't pay. You only pay money. I mean, you only pay taxes once, like when you get paid. It's not like you get the money and then you pay taxes on your pile of money that sits in your mattress every year.
Well, if you keep it in a I forget the type of
your savings account and you make your 0.0002% interest.
I think it's called like an IOLTA. I think
tax.
I think it's called like an IOLTA account. Like if you make an IOLTA account or something, I could be wrong with the name. By the way, sorry, chat, if I'm totally wrong with this. I could be totally fucking stupid on this. But if you make like a different account and like this is my account that I only use that will get the returns on investment from my stocks, you might not have to pay tax on that at all. Actually, I could be incorrect, but you can play silly buggers with tax.
Silly buggers.
You can play.
Interesting.
You can play some silly games around.
I didn't know that was still a thing.
You can play some silly games around with taxation, so that like you can make a huge amount of money without having to pay almost any tax whatsoever. In our IRA, thank you, an IRA, thank you, chat, an IRA. So you could put his money into an IRA.
What does terrorists have to do with this?
Yeah, I could sing some. Now I could sing some Irish songs that I won't.
All these people know.
Thank you, chat. By the way,
you don't have to pay capital gains on an IRA. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah,
my income right now from what I'm getting in revenue from Twitch and everywhere else, and then I park all of it after taxes in the stock market, and then let that fucking accumulate every single year, 10%.
Obviously.
Oh my lord, and that would be great. Just let it sit. Don't take anything out. Park it. Okay.
This is Hasan basically parroting the conversation that he just had with his mom and dad a couple days ago about what he should do with his money.